Hey there, everyone. This is Ryan from MLS Fantasy Stats. I can get the name right. And so I wanted to go over a couple ideas that were a couple ideas for some strategies over the season with the new rule changes. So, first thing I wanted to say, I mentioned this in the tweet beforehand, price changes are going to really not affect you. As long as you're setting your lineup every single week, don't worry about your price changes whatsoever because it won't really have an impact on your team. If your team value goes above the limit at the end of the week, which is when it's going to actually happen, then don't worry about it unless you forget to set your picks next season or next week. So again, don't worry about price changes whatsoever. The strategy this season with the 4 separate seasons, each having 50 people getting into the top, getting into the Champions League, means that we have a pretty short amount of time to actually get into that top 50 each what do they call them, leg. That means that you almost have to play a YOLO strategy. Well, I guess you only live 4 times YOLFT strategy, where you got to take some picks that are going to be differential and got to be riskier than you would pick maybe say last season. Last season, because it was a longer season, you wanted to take a lot of picks that maybe were safer, maybe weren't as risky, because in the long run, those safe picks would still pay off. But this season, like for instance, I'm not as interested this season in defensive midfielders. They're going to get bonus points, yeah, but they're not going to get me that greater chance of getting in the top 50 every single I gotta find out what they call these things, leg, every single leg. They're not going to, those defensive midfielders are probably not going to give me that good chance to get in the top in a very short span of time. Something about statistics you need to know: small sample size equals high variance. And so you want to go for those high variance strategies in this new format, just because you got a small sample size here. If you're wondering about when my projections are going to come out, we need to get a little bit of data beforehand. So I'm guessing that the second leg is when we're going to have those projections ready for you. So I think is it 6 weeks apiece? So probably week 7 we'll have those. I am going to create a video later demonstrating some ideas for double game week strategies with the new double game week rules and how statistically this should impact you. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully you have a good time setting your lineups. We have about 15 minutes left, and hope that you have a good season.